Hello Gemini, welcome to my weekly love reading, and I'm the Tarot Muse, and as you can see I've got all of your cards laid out on the table here so that we can dive in as deeply as possible to get to the root of the matter. And I also just want to mention that there's a lot of doom and gloom that's been coming up for me with all the readings that I've been doing. I was really getting worried there because every single reading just had this ending to it, and it feels like there's a lot of shadow stuff that's coming up around relationships at the moment. But I'm happy to say that yours is the first relationship, despite its complexity, that feels like there's light at the end of the tunnel. It feels like, if you can find ways through what's coming up for you at the moment, there's potential. But let me get to the beginning. Let's start at the very beginning. So here in the present moment, we have nostalgia, the Six of Cups, crossed by the Page of Pentacles. So I asked, what is this nostalgia or longing for the past about? And we've got the Lovers card. Now, with regards to the Lovers card, lovers are both facing each other. So it's what once was. It's the love in the relationship where you were connected and seeing each other. But what's happening now is that both of you are not focused on the relationship, or at least that connection, that love connection between you is not entirely there. So there's a longing for that, for what once was. Then I ask, what is this Page of Pentacles about? So Page of Pentacles has obviously many different meanings, but in this case I'm taking it as the manifestation of, and then I wanted to find out what is this manifestation about. So it's about manifesting or recreating the happiness of the relationship, the Ten of Cups. But it's not possible because the relationship is in a difficult place right now and there's a lot of confusion. So I sense that this difficult place is around money, but I also feel that there's a loss of passion that's happened. So what I am seeing with a lot of relationships is similar themes of, people in lockdown together. They don't have the usual distractions of being able to go out into the world and experience other realities that are healthy for relationships and their independence. And so especially for you, Gemini, you have an inquiring mind that is curious and needs a lot of stimulation and interaction, especially on a social level. And so because that's not there right now, there is a bit of sterility that may have settled in the relationship, and it's affected the passion and the connection, and it's created some kind of tension. So so there's the nostalgia, the longing for what was, and the attempts to recreate this connection, this happy love connection that was there once upon a time, but now isn't because of the circumstances of financial struggle and confusion. So what's happening consciously for you, and possibly both of you right now, is that there is the awareness of the love of the relationship. We've got the love card, the Ace of Wands. The love that is experiencing some kind of stalemate. So you can see it's the Two of Swords, and her heart is crossed. Her heart and her mind are not in union together. But and there's kind of a protection that's happening right now, or a shutdown that's happening right now to the love, that is not allowing the love to experience the happiness and the joy. So if you imagine a tree, if you water this tree, if the tree represents the love that exists between the two of you as an entity, if you water it and feed it, it grows and flourishes. But in this case, it's experiencing some kind of drought, and it's not allowing you to experience the fullness of the love, which I do feel is very much there, because we've got the Ace of Cups, we've got the Ten of Cups, and we've got the Lovers card. So if I look at the past, what I'm seeing here, and I sense that your person is a water sign, Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancerian, because this features twice. So I see that there's this success. You have this emotional success this can be a marriage, or maybe it's just a partnership where you're living together, but I do see this success, this emotional success that exists between the two of you, which is now in a state of confusion, and you're not so clear about it anymore. And what I see that's happening unconsciously is what's going to start coming into manifest, and it's you know, it's not, it's a process that's unfolding, because there's what we're consciously aware of, but then there's what we're not consciously aware of. So I see that there's this new emotional shift that will happen, that will allow the relationship to take charge of the conflict that's currently there. Okay, and I'll get to what the conflict is about in a moment. But first of all, I just want to mention that that in the future, what I see happening is, and I sense that this is you, Gemini, because I'm really getting the feeling that your partner is very, despite the burden, and I'll tell you now what the burden is. Despite the burden, intuitively they know that they're committed to this relationship, and that this relationship is for them, and that they just need to find the inner strength to persevere despite the burden. But what does happen is you experience some kind of depression and breakdown because of an impulsive decision that you make to end the relationship. And you do this, and perhaps you even separate a little bit, but then I don't see that lasting for very long, because there's a lot of confusion and pain for you realizing what the relationship is, what the marriage or the relationship is. Like, actually, it's actually quite a happy relationship. So let's come to what the issues are. So before I do, I will just mention that right now the relationship is in a stasis of sorts. It's kind of in a hibernation place where it's suspended. So I have the Four of Swords, and it's a man lying down and just taking a break from everything that's happening in order to process and digest the loss that you're feeling, that both of you are feeling, but also any apathy and boredom that may have arisen. So this is the Four of Cups, and this card is always about so focused on what's not there that you don't see what is there. And so often this card is about boredom and apathy, which can be, very applicable for you, Gemini, and possibly even, I'd say more for you, Gemini, because of the fact that from having had freedom to just go out and be social and entertain and connect with others, and now having to stay indoors and not being able to move, and you're with your partner all the time, I can imagine, what I'm seeing here is that it's really affected the passion, and then throw in financial struggles with that. And what once was a playful and romantic and sexually delicious relationship can lose that. And I'm seeing this with a lot of relationships. In fact, all the relationships. Like I said, this is the first one in a while that's really nice. So I will go into now what I think this apathy is about for you, because what I'm also seeing here for you, Gemini, is that the challenge for you is about, the work for you is about stepping into a higher place. So there's some kind of meeting of yourself that's needing to happen. And what I'm getting from the Osho cards are repressions. So it's repressions within yourself, and I sense it's around your sexuality, it's around your independence, and it's around choices. What else is out there? I'm not feeling this passion with my partner right now, so it's like looking to see what else is out there, maybe through internet, or when you go shopping. It's realizing, hang on, there's some kind of betrayal potentially that's happening to the relationship, even if it's not direct. So for some of you, maybe you have actually had an affair with another person, or gotten involved in a polyamorous relationship. Not everybody is into monogamy. Some people are comfortable with polyamory, in which case that's fine. But if in this case you have been with another person within the relationship, then it's a little bit more serious. But I do see you working through that. And so for me, this suppression is really about you, meeting your mind, and meeting what it is that really makes you feel content and at peace, and what is valuable and important for you. Because when we're constantly being stimulated or distracted by consumerism and external public stimulation from other people and groups, etc., it's very easy to lose touch with what's really important. And so this is a period where that's been reviewed, and you're really reflecting on this and what is the work required also to bring the passion back to the relationship. And so, yeah, I see you going on a journey with this, because what else has come up with the Osho cards is the card of breakthrough and the card of transformation. So this is also the Tower card. It's the rising of the phoenix from the ashes after the death, the crumbling. So that's very promising. So there's definitely an intense journey that you are undergoing here. So again, I asked, what is this, let me just find it quickly. What is this, the apathy? What is the conflict about? And it's realizing, okay, so it's realizing the shutdown that you've sexually created around your partner. So for you, there's some kind of detachment or actual sexual shutdown that you've actually created, perhaps because of your apathy, and you no longer desire your partner. So you could be a man, you could be a woman, it doesn't matter. There's some kind of resistance of them. And then at the same time, it could also be to do with the fact that perhaps your partner, because what I'm seeing here is that the partner is also realizing, yes, this relationship is important and I'm committed to it, but I'm also going to need to make an effort on my part to shift some of my burdens. And so I asked, what are the burdens that this partner is carrying? And it's around their sexuality. So perhaps, being indoors all the time, maybe not getting enough exercise, the stress of money, or whatever the stresses are, and you lose touch with your sexuality and the passion that existed between the two of you. Because I see the burdens that they needed to work through is the Wheel of Fortune, the Empress, the Ace of Swords, and the Queen of Wands. So this is about also the changes that are needing to happen around this partner of yours connecting back to their sensuality and their sexuality, and changing their perception around the importance of sexuality and passion within the relationship, because it's the number one driving force for a flourishing relationship. And so for both of you, it's reconnecting to that passion again, in order to realize what's really here with the relationship. And I do see this happening. I do see that despite this loss that you're experiencing right now, there are changes that are happening, and that you can return back to the passion of the relationship. And so for the outcome, what I'm seeing is between the two of you, you are able to work through diligently and consistently and in a steadfast way through these challenges to a new beginning. You create a new beginning for yourself. And I've got the Nine of Pentacles card there, which is the card of independence. But for me, what this shows me is that a relationship is healthy when there's a healthy independence. So it's two independent people coming together. So we've got the grounded card, the Knight of Pentacles, followed by the Nine of Pentacles. So this shows me that you're able to get back on board with your finances, but also get the relationship back to a healthy place again. And this creates a new beginning. And you can do this together as a team, because you do make a good team. Like I said, we've got the Love card here, the Ten of Cups, and we've got the Lovers card here. And I I can just see there's an emotional connection, a really beautiful emotional connection between the two of you when you're in flow together. So I also picked a love oracle card, and I'll just read it out and you can take from it what you wish. So it says a complex situation, misunderstandings, gossips, scandals, and a social personal relationship that needs to be amended. Nevertheless, there's a good chance that a deeper spiritual connection will be established. So that for me is a positive outcome. And then of course I also picked some Lenormand cards, and the awareness of the, so we've got the scythe, the book, the garden, and we've got the paths and the heart. Okay, so what this shows me is the new choices that are being made as a result of being cut from the openness of the public. So the relationship is being affected at the moment, but it is the love card, and it's as a result of this, it's creating new choices on how to proceed forward. And it's a journey that you're going through. It's a journey that you're on right now. Okay, well, I hope that was helpful and shed some light on your situation. And obviously, if you're still here listening to this, there was some truth to what I shared, in which case, if you'd like to go deeper, my email address is in the description box, and we can